Thank you, Spirit Voice. What a beautiful way to start our service today. Good morning and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center Spokane. For those of you that are here and all of you online, you're all very welcome. We're glad you're here today. We begin today, third Sunday of Advent, with Amber McKenzie and her family. Would you please join them when they ask you to?
We light this candle for faith. We light this candle for peace.
Light the Advent Candle 3, find the joy that is the key to leaving sadness and being free, to seeing Christ with you and me.
I light this candle for joy.
All right. The third Advent candle is the joy candle. It is a reminder that God's joy is within us, just as it was with all those who were there at Jesus' birth. Joy is a choice we make that comes from our confidence in God's good, being present in every circumstance and moment of our lives.
Please join us. Candle, candle, burning bright, shining in the winter night. Candle, candle, burning bright, fill our hearts with Christmas light.
Thank you so much. We begin today with our mission statement. We say this every Sunday, so listen to the words as you say them. Together, we are a vibrant community growing through spiritual practice and love. I'm Jeff Hunter. I'll be your platform assistant this morning, and I want you to take a moment to silence your cell phones if you haven't already. Thank you. As always, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. Together we affirm there is only one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good. This is Unity's foundation principle. One presence, one power, one life living through and as each one of us. We are grateful to have our speaker, Amber McKenzie, sharing her message on spiritual growth and grief during the holidays. Our music today is provided by Greg Tenold and Spirit Voice. In a moment, our chaplain, Steve, will share our opening prayer, but first, our fabulous song leaders are going to lead us with the community song.
Let's set aside our cares and the to-do lists of today and enter the quiet center of your soul. Let's start with a deep, healing breath. Inhale deeply and let the air out slowly with a quiet, relaxing sigh. And as you do, relax completely. Allow the chair to support your weight. Send your roots deep into Mother Earth. Feel the energies of earth and heaven meet in your soul. Let that energy fill you and strengthen the divine light within you. God is here now. Feel that presence around you and within you. God is strength. God is stability. God is courage and tenacity. God is the power that holds the universe together and sees us through hard times. I am one with God's strength. I stand undaunted in the face of shifting circumstances and challenges. I act courageously, and I have the tenacity to stay the course, guided by the divine within. And as I am one with God's strength, so are each of you. For the strength is one of the 12 powers gifted to us by God, to each of us. In this realization of God's strength, we understand the importance of holding fast to our faith in God's good, and we, as an expression of the divine, take on our daily tasks in the context of that same good within. We have the courage to do what is ours to do, even when it seems impossible, even when we see no solution. We do what we know to do, and if unresolved, release the solution to God. As David told Goliath, "You come to me with a sword and spear and javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts." Through David's spiritual strength, perseverance, and tenacity, he did not hope that he would overcome Goliath. He knew through faith he would succeed. With the strength of my faith, I bless Amber, our speaker, Greg, our musician, and our vocalist, Spirit Voice, and all the volunteers who make this service possible. I bless this center and our community. I use the power of tenacity to discern the deepest truth of today's message. I release this prayer to Spirit, knowing it is already done. I am grateful for the knowledge that God's strength and stability is always within me and felt as I confront my daily challenges. As it says in Ephesians, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of God's power. And so it is.
Wow, thank you so much, Spirit Voice. I'm feeling very spirited. Everyone, happy freaking holidays. What a wonderful, joyous, and happy time of year this is. Not at all soul-crushing. No, not at all. It's also not anxiety-inducing, is it? Or budget-reducing? Absolutely not. There's no expectations during this time of year. No stress, zero family drama, zero depression, no sadness, no grief, no weight gain, none of that. Just a whole lot of love and Christ light. Am I right? I actually created this meme of Santa and how he handles the holidays, which I feel like we could all take notes from. He has his own spiritual practices. Now, you might be picking up on just a little bit of the sarcasm I have around the holidays, and I promise I'm not a Grinch. But I'm sure many of you can relate to this. Especially during the holidays when we are managing our own personal grief or loss of some sort. As mentioned, my talk title today is Spiritual Growth and Grief During the Holidays. And I was inspired to speak about this topic after a quick conversation I had with Ray Clary last Sunday when he's in the back, when I sort of jokingly asked him what I should talk about this week. And he immediately said, dealing with grief during the holidays. Yeah, which is funny because I had already been considering this topic, especially after my most recent Unlearning Death class, which just finished and had 7 amazing participants, students in it, some who are here today. I see in the audience, yes. Woo-hoo. In this class, we vulnerably acknowledged death and dying as a natural and necessary part of this human and spiritual journey. We talked about the people we loved and lost, some very recently. And we shared poems, art, books, and writings that reminded us of them. We discussed the ways their spirits continue to connect with us and the ways we can continue connecting with them. We cried and acknowledged our grief as true and real and hard. We also laughed and remembered joy and love and its intrinsic connection to grief. As a spiritual community, it's important to acknowledge and remember that we have all experienced loss, and we all know grief. It connects us in very real and authentic ways, especially when we're able to openly talk about it. And what can be more spiritual than that? And yet, many of us feel embarrassed by our grief and what comes as a result of it. And so we try to hide it. We apologize for our strong feelings and our tears and sadness and anger. But I want to be a loud voice in your consciousness that disputes our culture and our society's resistance to vulnerability and to grief, because it's not the truth. The truth is, grieving is a spiritual act. It means that we have loved intensely, and equally, we have lost intensely. The holidays can especially bring many of us, face to face with this painful tension. There's a part of us that wants to experience the joy, togetherness, light, and celebration of the season, while another, more quiet and subtle part of us is struggling with loss and grief, fear. As we know, grief is a powerful psychological response that encompasses so many types of loss, especially the loss of a loved one. And during the holidays, this loss can feel like a huge void or a hole in our heart that can't be healed and that no one else can fill. In addition, grief can overtake us when mourning the loss of a relationship, a job, a marriage, a dream, an unmet goal, the life we thought we would have, or for me, most recently, the person we wanted to be president. I had to throw that in there. The holidays plain and simply magnify our grief. After my mom died, I wasn't interested in celebrating the holidays without her, especially since she was our gathering place. I remember that first Christmas and how weird and off everything felt. It all seemed hollow and empty and not fun. Of course, I felt glimpses of her spirit with us and little signs that she was there, but it just wasn't the same, which might be one of the hardest parts of grief, and that is change. When someone we love dies, or we lose an important relationship or job or our health, life as we knew it changes. The path and the journey we were comfortably on takes an unexpected turn in a direction that we did not want to go. We are forced onto a new and different path, and in the beginning, it can feel very dark and scary and lonely, and like we are the only ones on it. Until we remember we are never alone, and we are not the only one on our path. Because the divine truth is, we have God. We have Spirit living within us, guiding us, directing us, experiencing grief with and as us, especially on our darkest days, and most certainly during the holidays. But, and here's where it gets spiritual, what if there's more to grief than what we've been told and what we have believed to be true about it? As I have mentioned in previous talks, most, if not all, of the spiritual guidance and direction I have personally received through Spirit, and I know many of you can relate to this, have come from the lies that I had internalized and believed to be true, especially the truths accepted in our culture and society, but that I eventually, over the course of my life, experienced as absolutely untrue. And the unlearning of those lies is what's allowed me to experience divine truth, real truth, which very often goes against everything we have been told. For example, I've had to unlearn lies about God, about death and dying, about our purpose here, about the nature of existence and what has meaning, and now about grief. We have not been taught that grieving is a spiritual act. But I'm here to tell you it is. And guess what? There's science to back it up. Although, let me tell you, I'm not one of those people that really needs science to tell me what I already know is true, especially when I'm able to experience and intuit it myself. However, in this case, the science did enlighten me and caused me to take into my own heart something that I'd never been told was true, but that absolutely resonates. And as always, it came from Spirit and was presented to me, and now to you, in the form of an Instagram video from a physician and educator who specializes in internal medicine and hospice care. He also works a lot with death and dying. His name is Dr. Zach Bush, and he shared a powerful video that's based on research he and his team have done related to the power of authenticity and its relationship to grieving. I'm going to play the video. It's a little grainy, and then I'll break everything down. So if you miss something, don't worry. I'm going to talk about it. So here is the video, and just like I said, it goes pretty fast. So don't worry. I'm going to I actually have it transcripted. So here it is.
We're watching these little bursts of frequency come out of humans that was 40 times higher than love. The frequency that is the highest thing that a human can do is the experience of authenticity. One split second of authenticity will generate more energy than love, fear, guilt, shame all put together. And so we need to become our authentic selves. Easiest way to reach that is not some sort of bubbly feeling of love. What we do the rest of the time that gets us into authenticity is grief. Grief is the most potent form of unconditional love, and it is immediately accessible to everybody. So love is hard to reach. But if you focus in on grief, you will immediately go to the most authentic reality that you live. And so an authentic being knows grief because it is seeing beauty that will disappear to the next moment. Touch into grief for a moment and you will know the frequency of authenticity, and then stay in that authenticity and ride the wave of grief, and it will take you straight into joy. It will take you into an ecstatic state so fast if you'll ride the wave of grief instead of withdrawing from it. And so ride the wave of grief into your authenticity. Will reach the highest frequencies and will manifest a new world.
Yeah, it was fast. So that's why I have it all broken down for you. So the first thing he states is the frequency that is the highest thing a human can do is the experience of authenticity. He says it's 40 times greater, the energy that's emitted from a human when they're being authentic than even love. 1 split second of authenticity will generate more energy than love, fear, guilt, shame all put together. And so we need to become our authentic selves. That's the first thing he says. And isn't that why we are all here? To become our authentic self, also known as our highest self. I believe that everyone in this room and in the spiritual center is here for this very purpose, to seek and connect more fully with what is true and divine and in alignment with spirit through our own life experiences. Because that is where God lives, in our everyday experiences. Most of us know what it's like to follow societal and family norms and to live for other people and to put up a facade that wasn't truly us and that didn't work. It wasn't our authentic truth and it wasn't our authentic selves. And we were living a lie. That is why we are here, because we seek truth, and seeking spiritual truth leads us to our authenticity and living as our highest selves. The video goes on to say, the easiest way to reach authenticity is through grief. Now, who would have thought that? Certainly not me. Grief is the most potent form of unconditional love, and it is immediately accessible to everybody. If you focus in on grief, who's ever been told to focus in on grief? Anyone? No. If you focus in on grief, you will immediately go to the most authentic reality that you live. An authentic being knows grief because it has seen beauty that will be disappeared in the next moment. Yeah, this was new to me, but it resonated as truth. Some might ask themselves, how can grief, which is something so painful and difficult, provide us with the powerful experience of authenticity and spiritual connection? And now my question is, how could it not? Grief, by its very nature, is raw and unfiltered. It does not allow for pretense, masks, or facades. When we are grieving, we are forced to confront our true feelings, whether they are sadness, anger, confusion, or even a sense of guilt. In this way, grief becomes an invitation to be more fully authentic with ourselves and where we are in that moment, because grief is with us in the present moment. Authenticity is the ability to show up in the world as we truly are, without trying to be something we are not, or hiding parts of ourselves that we fear others will reject. It is a state of being that requires courage and honesty, qualities that are often cultivated during times of intense emotional challenge, such as grief. When we experience grief, we cannot help but be authentic, because it forces us to acknowledge our humanity in its most vulnerable form and the temporality of the world we live in. There is no pretending when we are grieving. Our emotions are powerful, and they demand to be felt and expressed. Through this process, we reconnect with the core of our inner being, with God, and we allow ourselves to do so. And when we allow ourselves to do so, we often discover a deep well of love and compassion that was previously hidden beneath the surface. So the video goes on to state, it's a big one, touch into grief for a moment. Then you will know the frequency of authenticity. And then stay in that authenticity and ride the wave of grief. And it will take you straight into joy. It will take you into an ecstatic state so fast if you ride the wave of grief instead of withdrawing from it. And so riding the wave of grief into your authenticity will reach the highest frequencies and manifest a new world. That's a lot. And he mentions riding the wave of grief 3 times. And I understand why. Many of us have been trained to swim away from the wave, to swim away from the grief, to jump off mid-ride, to halt in whatever way possible so that the wave of emotion cannot overtake us. Riding the wave of grief means that we have to allow it to do its work so that we can connect with what's beyond it. So how do we do that? How do we ride the wave of grief and authenticity into joy and into a new world? Here are some suggestions. Feel the fullness of grief and allow yourself to safely express it. Instead of trying to fix grief, deny it's there, or quickly move through it, because that's where people get stuck, Dr. Bush advocates for deeply feeling the emotions that grief brings and to express and release them, even if it's uncomfortable. Cry, get angry, hit a pillow, scream, yell, run, write a letter, tap into it, and allow yourself to release and express what comes up, knowing that none of it is wrong. 2, release control. That's a tough one. Grief often comes with a desire to control or make sense of the loss. Riding the wave means letting go of that need for control and instead surrendering to the process of feeling. The release can lead to a greater sense of peace and acceptance. Embrace vulnerability. Again, not easy. Grief has the power to make us feel raw and vulnerable, but it is precisely in this vulnerability that we find authenticity. Dr. Bush suggests that by fully allowing ourselves to be vulnerable in the face of grief, we open the door to more genuine connections and to deeper love. Stay present. Grief is often a painful reminder that life is fleeting. By staying present and experiencing grief without judgment or distraction, we connect to the frequency of authenticity. This presence allows us to feel and express our emotions in whatever way they need to be felt and expressed, and not denied. 5, understand grief as a spiritual teacher. Instead of seeing grief as something to be avoided or conquered, view it as a teacher. It is through grief that we can reach a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It opens us up to unconditional love by reminding us of our shared humanity. Allowing someone else to be in grief is also a huge gift. Not shying away from it, not feeling uncomfortable or wanting to change the subject, allowing the space for the grief to take place can be really huge, and it is a gift. Trust the process. Grief doesn't follow a set timeline, and it often has unexpected ebbs and flows. Trust the process of grief, knowing that it is part of the larger spiritual journey toward healing and connection. In essence, riding the wave of grief means embracing what comes up and allowing it to move through you and as you, in whatever form that takes. And remembering that through grief, you have ignited authenticity, which is the most powerful frequency a human being can experience. Grief is not something to be feared or avoided. It is a sacred, transformative emotion that, when embraced, leads us to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the divine. During the holidays, when grief can feel especially poignant, we have the opportunity to honor our pain and open ourselves up to the unconditional love that grief holds. By touching grief, we touch authenticity, and in doing so, we come closer to the divine love that is always present, both within us and in the world around us. As we navigate the holidays, let us remember that grief is not a burden to bear alone. It is a powerful force that can lead us to greater connection, healing, and love. By embracing grief and riding its wave, we allow ourselves to live more authentically and, in turn, experience the true meaning of unconditional love, which is what this season is all about. And so it is. And now let's take some time for meditation. Go ahead and close your eyes if that's comfortable. This is a time to connect and breathe into this here and now present moment. Feel the support of your chair on your back and legs. Feel your connection to the earth below and the sky above. Imagine roots falling with the weight of gravity from the center of your feet down through the floor, down into the dirt, the rocks, extending further down and connecting directly with the center of Mother Earth. Allow this earth energy to fill your body. Now imagine a beautiful ray of sunshine beaming directly into your third eye. Feel the sunbeam's warmth as it fills your mind, body, and spirit with its light energy. Allow this beautiful earth and sun energy to meet in your heart space as you continue to deeply breathe in and out. Now I want you to bring into your awareness something or someone that you deeply love and appreciate. A dear friend, a family member, a loved one who has passed on, a pet or a child. Picture them now. Allow this feeling of deep love and appreciation to fill your heart. Imagine every cell of your body is filled with gratitude, appreciation, and love. Now imagine this overflowing love in your heart, filling this room and everyone in it, so that together we create a light field of love coherence. Now take some time to connect with Spirit, with this loved one, as we go deeper into the silence. Sweet Spirit, we give thanks for this field in which we have collectively brought forth, that is carried with us now as we go forth into the divine presence of the world all around us. And for this we are so thankful. And so it is. Amen.
season? What if it lasted all year long? What if the reason for the season just kept going on and on and on? And what if the season was contagious? Spread to summer, spring, and fall. And it's best of all, and Christmas and the season wouldn't that be best of all? What if everyone plays Santa, ho, 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 every day of every year? What if the Christmas cheer was spreading, never stopped from ear to ear to ear? What if the people singing peace on earth were simply peaceful every day? It's best of all, in Christmas and the season, wouldn't I get presents every day? What if Christmas had no season? What if it lasted all year long? Wouldn't it be way more pleasing? Wouldn't we have to get along, along? So here's the thought that I've been thinking. If Christmas makes us happy for a day, why wouldn't it be possible to have Christmas every day? Why wouldn't it be possible to have Christmas every day?
Weren't they just wonderful? Thank you, Amber, for your message. It was right on, and I loved it. Very, very touching. Thank you so much. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Jim Sledge, and this is the time of our giving and sharing of our financial resources. And as you can see on the screen, there are many opportunities and ways in which you can participate in that giving. By texting the number on the screen, by going online and pushing the donate button, having your bank give us a deposit every week, day. So please find the one that makes you most comfortable and makes most sense, and please donate to us. As the saying goes, this tis the season of giving. And for, I think, a lot of people, it might bring up memories, it might bring up concerns, and it's something we, like the grief, we need to address and make some sense of it. For me, I've always been one who likes to give more than I receive. It gives me more pleasure to give something to somebody than to receive. Now, there were some very noticeable exceptions to that, but that by and large has been what's driven me over the years. Even as a child, I was always anxious to see what expression the recipients of my gifts made, how they reacted to it. Now, this varied widely, mind you, from "isn't that nice" to "wow, you really shouldn't have," and "maybe I shouldn't have." But I'm still of the opinion that to give is better than to receive, or certainly for me, brings more joy. So this is where you come in. So while you're making your Christmas giving list, please consider an extra gift to Unity Spiritual Center. So with that thought in mind, if you would say with me our giving blessing. Together, I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. Please join me as we direct the energy to these gifts, and we bless them and send them forward to the world in peace. And so it is. Amen.
I also want to thank you, Amber, for a very impactful message. You continue to amaze me. I'm just in awe of you. I am. Also, thank you to Greg and Spirit Voice and everybody that was involved with this service today. I'm a little verklempt right now, but just a minute. All right, here we go. So let's say our unity statement together. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one presence, and one life. So whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. We're really glad you're here. Is there anybody here for the first time, by the way? If you are, raise your hand. Oh, this person shot up just like that. I love it. I love it. You must be a Leo. We have something for you. We have a packet for you, which includes a free drink in our barista stand. And we're really glad you're here today. We're really, really glad you're here. We encourage everyone to sign up for our email newsletter to learn more about everything that's going on here, classes, services, whatever's going on here. There is a lot going on here. And you can sign up by scanning our QR code that is on the screen or that is around the center. You can also go to unityspokane.org to find that and other information too. We would also like to connect with you on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Find us. You can find us everywhere. Our chaplains today are Gary, who has been holding the service in prayer. Thank you, Gary. And Diane, who will be available to pray with you immediately following the service here in the sanctuary. If you have something heavy on your heart, if you have a joy you want to share, if you just need to talk to a chaplain, please avail yourself of that. Your prayer requests will be voted on. All right, no, yes, nay, all right. They will be prayed upon. They will be prayed upon for 30 days here and 30 days. Well, you mentioned the elections earlier, so it was still stuck in my brain. I'm grieving that also, but and also there's a prayer request form in the seat pocket in front of you, and if you want to fill that out, put it in the prayer box. There's one at the back of the atrium, in the back of the sanctuary, and one out in the atrium. All right. Let's look at our upcoming events. Our candlelight Christmas Eve service is coming up on Tuesday, December 24th at 4 p.m. and it'll last about an hour. Everyone is welcome to join us, including kids, for this family service. Make sure to visit the store to finish up your holiday shopping while supporting Unity. You might just find something, the right gift for a gift exchange, if you have a gift exchange coming up, or some little hard-to-find thing that you might want. I also want to mention, this is new, D. Riggs, wonderful D. Riggs, donated a very large amount of large, crisp, beautiful Christmas ornaments that are in the bookstore today on a love offering basis. And all of the money goes to the church. So thank you, Dee, and they're beautiful. So make sure, even if you don't buy one, go back and look at it, because it's the Christmas spirit. All right. Today is the last day of our Tree of Sharing, so please make sure you brought the unwrapped gift back to Unity today. There will be helpers near the tree to assist with your questions and collecting the gifts. Thank you for joining our center and the Compassion in Action team in serving our community this holiday season. Make sure to save the dates for the upcoming town hall on Sunday, January 19th, after the service, and annual meeting on Sunday, February 16th, 2025, at 12 noon. Before the annual meeting, our teens will be serving a lunch by a love offering. Next Sunday, we will have Reverend David McClure as our speaker, and our special music will be by Gotti Nacario. I would like to invite Rick Hutchins up now, our board president, for a board update.
Thank you, Jeff. And I'd also like to thank Amber. What a wonderful message you gave us. And Greg and Spirit Voice. You know, speaking of Spirit Voice, is Jim Sledge still in the... Oh, there he is. You know, I've been playing nickel, dime, quarter poker with with Jim and others for, over 20 years now. And I've never seen Jim look pleased when he's lost $2 or $3 to me or someone else. Not once, Jim. Thank everyone who attended the last town hall. Our board values the information, the things that you share with us at the town hall. Last town hall, you shared with us our lack of clarity in our two-tier membership process. The board has responded, but more importantly, David and Donna and Sally have been working on a membership class for those who are interested in becoming voting members. We already have new member classes in place, and we offer those once a month. But David, Donna, and Sally will be providing classes on becoming a voting member. For more information, get a hold of Deanna. Okay. To save the dates, January 19th, we will be having a town hall meeting. The main purpose of this town hall will be for Jim Sledge to present a 2025 budget. It'll be presented at the town hall. And then on February 16th, 2025, we will have our annual meeting in which we will vote and hopefully approve the 2020 budget, along with voting on nominations from the nominating committee for new board members. So again, those two dates, January 19th and February 16th. Board listening, we're going to restart that beginning next Sunday. Pat will be in the library after the service to do board listening, and we will have board listenings every fourth Sunday thereafter. The last thing I want to leave with you is something that I just recently learned, thanks to a very smart, very wise board member named Terry Lewis Sander. I see her out there. You know, they changed the IRS laws many years ago in which most of us are no longer eligible for, when we file our taxes, doing itemized and take advantage of the gifts that we share with this church as a tax write-off. Well, Terry shared with me there is a legal loophole to that. For those of us that are 73 and older, us 70 or approaching 73ers know all about RMDs, required minimum distribution. Once you reach 73, your retirement savings, you have to withdraw a certain percentage by the end of each calendar year. Well, what Terry shared with me, you could designate all or part of your RMDs to Unity Church. I didn't know that. Did anyone else know that? Thank you for that information. Oh, John knows it too. Okay. Thank you, Terry. I'm sure I'm going to take advantage of it, and I hope all of you do as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. All right, it's time to welcome our kids in with Linus and Lucy. We're not doing Linus. What are we going to do? In the light of God. I love it. In the light, 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 in the light of God. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God. Thank you, Greg. We are so blessed to have wonderful volunteers that work with these beautiful children. So I think we should give the volunteers a big round of applause today. It's a big job, and it's one that's very, very important to this center. So, warm your hands up. Let's get ready for our children's blessing. Together, be the love you are, sing the song you hear, share your joy of life with people far and near. Now for ourselves, be the love we are, sing the song we hear, share our joy of life with people far and near. Okay, find the people that brought you. Oh.
They made angels. Can we show our angels?
Oh, they made angels. Can you show us the angels?
You guys want to show your angels?
Nice. Very nice. Okay. And now, please stand as you are able and join together for our prayer of protection, followed by the peace song. Oh, I'm getting it ready again. All right, here we go, together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth.